Russell Brand was always known as a liberal. He was the high energy guy who, even if you didn't like his politics, he was fun to watch on the screen. Admit it. He was in the liberal world of Hollywood doing liberal things with liberals. And then after the whole COVID attack on America, Russell Brand started waking up. He began reading the tea leaves and figuring out that the leftist media, Hollywood, and leftism in general in this country is full of bullstein. He talked often about the way politicians just made up laws out of thin air and became little tyrants. He opened his eyes to the Marxist revolution that this country is going through. Brand is still the high energy guy on TV, and he's still fun to watch all the time. But now he's making more sense with the things that he's talking about. He's making sense to conservatives, and he's becoming very popular all over again. He is seemingly leaving the darkness and entering the light. And for that, he's being targeted by the left. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So Russell Brand wasted no time coming out denying what the left are doing to him. Conservatives know about this all too well. Let's watch this, and I want to go over the history of what the Democrats always do to people they hate or consider a threat to the movement.
There you Awakening Wonders. Now, this isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of. And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago there was a spate of articles, Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist, Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me, like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous, consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack.
It is.
Now, I don't want to get into this any further because of the serious nature of the allegations, but I feel like I'm being attacked, and plainly they are working very closely together. We are obviously going to look into this matter because it's very, very serious. In the meantime, I want you to stay close, stay awake, but more important than any of that, if you can, please stay free.
I think these stories are a bunch of horse shit. They always target conservatives or anyone who is speaking conservatively, because Russell Brand is not a full-fledged conservative, but he's no longer a left-wing nut job. It's always someone on the media's most wanted list. Now, I say that these allegations are horseshit, but I'm going to say that until I see evidence, like hardcore evidence, against Russell Brand, because it just seems that they're doing to him what they always do to conservatives or anyone really who speaks out against them. I'm surprised they haven't done it with RFK Jr. yet. And it always happens around election time. Remember Herman Cain, the 999 guy? I liked Cain because he was a very smart businessman. He was conservative, and he came up with a great idea. The 999 plan, if you don't remember it or you're too young, it was to replace the current federal tax system with a 9% business flat tax, a 9% individual flat tax, and a 9% sales tax. Oh, he was attacked left and right, but conservatives loved it because it got rid of the federal system, which if you look up the 10 planks of communism, you would find a graduated progressive income tax. Cain was getting pretty popular among conservatives. Even some Democrats started listening to him. The Democrats were panicking, though. They simply could not allow a conservative black man to reach the level of being nominated for president. And so the Democrats did what they always do in a situation like this. They got some bimbo to make false sex allegations against him. And while the accusations have been debunked, the media went into a feeding frenzy. They ate it up because they too could not have a black conservative running for president. They knew the implications of that for their side. It would destroy their longtime fairy tale that Democrats have always loved black Americans while those evil Republicans were the racists. Herman Cain spent his life living and working all over the country. He was known as the guy that you would call into a business that was failing and he would turn it around and move on. He worked in Indiana, Georgia, Minnesota, Nebraska, Kansas, Washington, D.C., but he never worked in Chicago. So it's curious that all the sexual harassment allegations against Cain came out of Chicago. Now, what is Chicago? It was the home of the Daily Democrat machine, and not only Barack Obama, but Obama's consigliere, David Axelrod. It turns out that Cain's accuser, a woman by the name of Sharon Bialek, was put forth by David Axelrod, who is a known political hitman. Some say he's responsible for Barack being able to run unopposed for his Illinois Senate seat by getting a Democrat judge to unseal the divorce papers of Obama's Republican opponent so that the Daily machine could release them to the media. Those papers had some embarrassing things in it. Nothing bad, but they were embarrassing to the politician and to his famous actress wife, who was on Star Trek at the time. So after Bialek came out with her accusations against Cain, many people who knew her came forward and claimed that she was a known gold digger, that she was constantly in financial trouble. She filed for bankruptcy personally twice. And of course, that she lived in Axelrod's apartment, building 505 North Lakeshore Drive, where she admits she knew him. The New York Times calls Obama's David Axelrod hired muscle. So you have to wonder how much money she was paid to lie about Cain. This is what the Democrats do. And don't forget, we could also point to Justice Brett Kavanaugh with Christine Blasey Ford and her sexual assault fantasy world that none of her friends remembered ever happened. Remember that? It wasn't that long ago. And then later, her lawyer said that she did it to protect Roe v. Wade because they feared that Kavanaugh would make the court tilt to the right for the first time in years, and that would end the unconstitutional abortion case. So the Democrats made up a sexual assault story about Kavanaugh. These people not only try to destroy Republicans politically, but they try to destroy their personal lives as well. And don't forget that we have the infamous Stormy Daniels story where she claimed Trump had sex with her. The part of that story that made me think it was bogus from the very beginning was Stormy Daniels came out with creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti saying that she had sex with Trump. And the story went that Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, paid her to keep her mouth shut with a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, so Stormy took the money and signed the NDA. So then she was making a big deal of it right before Trump was running for president. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, every time someone gets a little too close to the truth about the way liberals operate, they decide that it's time to take them down. And I think that right now they are targeting Russell Brand. Sex scandals are always clickbait. And so the Democrat machine knows that they will get a lot of attention. They'll get the attention that they want. And the damage in the past has been huge and immediate. But people are starting to catch on. So now we have stories coming out that women who used to work on the set with Russell Brand had to, quote unquote, be protected from him. We never heard about this all along. Brand is correct when he said that he was an open book his entire career when he was in the limelight. Russell Brand never said he was an angel. He's never claimed to be a holy icon that people should look up to. And that's why this attack on him is not going to work. The point is, Russell Brand has become very popular among Trump supporting Republicans. And that's because Brand is an outspoken person and he doesn't give a rat's ass who he burns when he's focused on something that's just plain wrong. I think these stories are a bunch of horseshit. They always target conservatives with sex escapade stories, and it's always enemy number one for the left that is their target. All right, so make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. We're being censored here on the channel, so the more people that you can spread these videos to, the more it gets around. Stay informed, stay vigilant, always remember to read between the lines and the lies. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
1, 2, 3, your attention's all I need. 4, 5, 6, don't let it slip. I don't have any favorite, just give me any kind. Even if it hurts a bit, I think I will be fine.